Lucy is still singing back there. Cute little bug. She just has the tiniest little voice. It's sort of this squeaky ah, ah. I want to record her at some point, and did you hear that? It's just so cute. Oh man, I want to sell her voice to Disney because I'm pretty sure it is just the quintessential baby voice. You know Boo in Monsters Inc? That's exactly her voice. Except hers is cuter. Mount Hood. I did a summit attempt on Mount Hood, and I even briefly mentioned this a few memoirs, a few adventures ago, that I was about to partake in this. I should tell you right now that we did not get to the summit of Mount Hood. And in case you're wondering, Mount Hood is the quintessential pointy peak in Oregon. It's just outside of Portland. And because it is so accessible from the metropolis of Portland, it's a very, very popular mountain to be summited. And a lot of people have done it, to the point where it is the second most summited mountain in the world, next to Mount Fuji. Interesting, huh? You may be wondering, well, Beau, how come you chickened out? Why did you not summit this mountain? I went with my good friends James Garner, Kason Coulter, and John Scanlon. We initially tried the week before with another member of our party, Brian Hiller, but it was such bad avalanche conditions. It was the worst ever. And so we put it off a week, crossing our fingers, hoping that the next week will be better. We did it during the month of May. And in case you're wondering, the month of May is fantastic. In one man's words, you can get a month of May, put it on the wall, get a dart, throw it at the calendar, and wherever it lands on the month of May, that is the perfect date for summiting Mount Hood. It's just great. It's wonderful. It's early enough in the season where there's enough snow covering all of the dangerous crevasses and rocks, things like that. You just walk over the snow just to the top of the mountain. It wasn't as easy as that. We woke up wee early hours of the morning. That's probably the hardest part about mountaineering, is waking up so early. It's so painful. I mean, we're talking midnight. So you really don't sleep because you're so excited. And so you get up and you get all your stuff on that you've pre-packed the night before. We got to the base of Timberline, I think it's called. Oh, wow. Wow. I have never, ever been in wind that has been that strong before. I was so cold, and I had all of my clothes on, except for maybe one layer. I was really good. I packed very, very wisely, but it was so painful. It was like these screaming banshees were right in your ear, just going non-stop the whole time. And this wind, it would blow these sharp little ice pellets in between your parka and your balaclava, getting into your ears, and oh, it was so painful. We got to about halfway off the lift line. If you're familiar with Mount Hood, about half of the climb is actually a ski lift, which opens at 9 a.m., which is way too late to start. So you have to start really, really early. But we were just like, okay, this is probably impossible, as we were standing there in the parking lot, but we're gonna try it anyway. And we did. We gave it such a valiant effort. We got halfway up and we were yelling and screaming at each other, not because we were angry, but that was the only way of communicating. And I looked at John and Kason and James, and they just had this, their brightly colored coats were now a pastel, because there was this thin layer of ice encrusted on them, and it sort of created this this illusion that all of the colors of their clothes were now sort of this bland, a shade lighter, so to speak. It's really weird all of a sudden to see someone's entire clothing just completely transform, and that's because this ice, this crystallized ice, was just encrusted on you. Couldn't get it off until we got back and thawed out. We did eventually make it back, and as we were taking advantage of the shelter in the hotel down below, there were these other guys starting out. Just starting. We had been on the trail for maybe, I don't know, an hour, and they were just starting, and I just felt so bad. And you don't want to be a party pooper and say, no, just you wait, people, but you do want to give them some kind of tidbits of advice. They're very, very helpful. I would appreciate that. So we were like, hey, where are you going? Summiting. Oh, okay, have you looked outside? Yep. Okay, no big deal. Okay. By the way, where are you guys from? Just chatting up a conversation. Oh, we flew in from Arizona. This is my, did he say third attempt on Mount Hood? Anyway, it was a lot of attempts so far. And at that point, I was just like, I would encourage you to go out on the trail. You'll probably turn around, but give it your best shot. And the reason why I said that was, if you had spent thousands of dollars on plane tickets, I would want you to go out and experience the pain of the trail, just to say that you have tried. Because, in my own words, and you may quote this mantra if you'd like, oh, I'm so full of myself. But no, really, I've put a lot of thought into this. A summit attempt is not considered an attempt unless you actually go and attempt it. Lucy agrees.